Hey guys, it's Amy here from Ritual. I'm just going to be taking you through a 20-minute bar for the Digital Ritual Studio so you can work out with me from home. So all you need is a chair or your kitchen bench, just whatever you've got available. All right, let's get straight into it. So just taking your hands nicely over the bar, we're just going to step back and we're just going to go for a little warm up. So just slightly, we're just leaning over your bench or your chair, just sending the sit bones up as you slowly just allow the chest to sink through. Just breathing here. If you like, you can walk the legs out. Just for 2 little short breaths here. And 1. From here, we're just going to tuck the tailbone under and just slowly roll back up. And we're just going to step that right foot forward. So you have the option here to keep the hands on your bar or chair, or you can bring your hands to hips. So we're just going to slightly think about sort of curling that tailbone under, thinking about that rib and hip connection, so really engaging your abdominals. And we're going to come into a nice lunge position. So we're going to inhale to bend down, tapping the knee, exhale, drive back up. Inhale down, exhale, drive back up. So as you come up, just really think about squeezing that right glute as you're pushing up through that right heel, coming up through your lunge. Bend to tap that left knee and driving back up. 10 more here. Tap and squeeze and lift. For 9, lift. Think about really lengthening up through the crown of the head. For 7, squeeze and lift. For 6, lift. For 5, 4 more, squeeze and lift. Keep slightly curling that tailbone under, drawing the abdominals into the center. Last one here. We're going to sink down low and we're just going to hold halfway. Nice roll back of the shoulders. Really think about lengthening up through the crown of the head. Holding here. A little deeper if you can. For 4, for 3, squeezing that right glute. For 2, and 1. Little pulses, dip and lift. So stay nice and low. Little dip, little lift. Dip, lift. 10 here. For 9, feeling that burn. 8, squeeze and lift. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding low again. This time we're going to do the bottom half. So we're going to inhale to tap and release the knee down. Exhale, lift up halfway, so lower half. Tap and release, exhale, lift. Tap and release, exhale, lift. 8 more. Tap and lift. For 7, squeeze and lift. For 6, for 5, really feeling that burn through the front of that leg. 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Holding nice and low. 5 breaths. For 4, a little lower. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to push forward and take the elbows either on your bar or your chair. We're just going to pick up through that left leg, really squeezing that left leg long. Inhale to tap down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Tap and lift. Nice deep bend through that right knee and lift. Tap, lift. Keep lengthening out through the crown of the head. Lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. 6 more. Tap, lift. Really squaring off those hips. Squeeze and lift. Initiating that movement, that lift from that left glute. For 4, 3, really feeling that burn. 2, and 1. Hold it nice and high. Little pulses now to finish here. Little dip, lift. Pulse, pulse. Squeeze and lift, lifting up through the abdominals. Pulse. For 7, 6, 5, 4, really long leg. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hold. We're going to sweep that left leg in line with the left hip. So coming out to the left side now. Same movement here. We're going to tap, squeeze and lift. So really using that oblique to lift the leg up. Tap and then lift. That's it. Tap and then lift. So really initiating that movement from your glute and that oblique and lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. 6 more. For 5, lift. Nice deep bend through that knee. Lift. For 4, 3, 2 more, and 1. Holding it nice and high. Squeeze and hold. Really point the toes nice and long. For 4, 3, that right leg should be firing up. 2, last bit, little dip, little lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 more, oh my gosh, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Oh my gosh, woo! Coming back to that little fold over, we're going to move straight to the other side, so just allowing the shoulders to sink down through, the chest down through the shoulders. If you want to, again, just nicely walk out the legs, getting that breath back. 3 more breaths. For 2, and 1, slowly rolling back up, and we'll step the left leg forward. So again, you can lightly rest the fingertips onto your bench or your chair. If you want to work a little bit harder, hands to hips, so getting straight into it. So we're going to bend into our right knee to come down into our lunge. Exhale, drive up. Tap, and then lift. Really thinking about that rib and hip connection, so really drawing the ribs down towards the hips. Lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. 7 more. Nice. Relax shoulders here for 4, 3, for 2, and 1. Coming up, and we're going to sink down halfway and just hold here. Really keeping those hips nice and square, drawing their ribs down towards the hips. Little lower for 3, for 2, and 1. Little pulse, dip, lift. Staying nice and low, pulse, pulse. Keep feeling that nice stretch down that right hip by curling the tailbone under, pulse, pulse. For 7, 6, 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding low. This is the last bit, so we're going to tap and release, and then just lift halfway. Tap, release, and then lift. Tap, release, and then lift. 8 more, you can do it. Tap, lift. 7, 6, just halfway, nice and low. For 5, 4, squeezing that glute for 3, 2 more, and 1. Hold, hold, hold. Then we shift the weight forward, elbows to the bar. Nice deep bend through that left knee, so keeping a nice bend. Right toes to the earth. We tap, squeeze and lift. Tap, squeeze and lift. Really keeping those hips square, nice and long through the head, and then lift. Lower, squeeze and lift. Initiating that movement from that right glute. 7 more. For 6, 5 more, squeeze and lift. 4, that left leg should be burning. 3, 2 more, squeeze and lift, and 1. Hold it nice and high. Little dip, lift, pulse. Whoo, it's hot. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Really squeeze that leg long for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to swing that right foot around in line with that right hip, finishing off here. We tap and then we lift. Elbows stay on the bar. Lift, tap, and then we squeeze and lift. So initiating that movement from that oblique. Tap and then lift. For 7, 6, lift. Squeezing your oblique, lift. 4, 3, lift. Last 2, and 1. Hold it high. Breathing here. Hold, hold, hold. Finishing off with your pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good job. Folding back over your bar, walking out those legs, breathing here. 5 long breaths. Walking out those legs for 4. Sit bones go up as that chest sinks in between those shoulders. For 3. For 2. And 1. Rolling back up. All right, we're going to get rid of our bar. I'm going to move to the back of our mat, or the space that you've got at home. Feet come nicely underneath our hips, which is generally 1 foot or 2 fists. Nice big deep inhale. Reaching up nice and tall, nice long spine. Then as we exhale, we're going to slowly tuck the chin and just slowly rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice little bend through the back of the knees. You can just allow both halves just to hang here. 3 breaths. For 2 and 1. Inhale to look up towards the end of the mat. We're going to walk ourselves straight out to a plank. So spreading nicely through the fingers, making sure that we shift the shoulders over the palms. We're going to hold here. So if you need the option, feel free to drop the knees to the earth. Otherwise, staying up in your full plank. For 5, neck nice and long, so lengthen out through the back of the neck. For 4, breathing through it. Push the ground away from you. For 3, 2 more, and 1. We go forward and back. Forward, back. 8 more. Forward, back. So just moving on the toes, shifting the heels forward and back. 5 more. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to your plank hold. Last hold here. For 5, 4, shoot energy out through the heels. For 3, 2 more, and 1. Drop the knees, push back. Tiny little shell stretch here. So just releasing through that lower back. Breathing here. 5 long breaths. For 4, 3 more, 2, and 1. Rolling back up. So we're going to turn straight over onto our glutes, and we're going to use our chair to get into these glutes a little bit more. We're just going to bring the front of the chair facing us. We're going to come down over onto our glutes. We're just going to shuffle the booty up towards the chair. So laying down onto our backs. So we're going to take the right foot up and then the left. So this can be also done with your feet flat on the earth. That is an option if you need. Hands come nicely down by our side. So we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to tuck and slowly planting that lower spine onto our mat, peeling and then slowly lifting up to that bridge position. So you're going to think about here really squeezing your sit bones together, making sure the knees stay hip distance apart, and then also really thinking about that rib and hip connection, so really mounting the ribs down towards the hips, squeezing and holding here. For 5, squeeze those sit bones together. For 4, for 3, so you can really look down towards your knees and just make sure that everything's in a nice straight line from knees to hips to shoulders. 2 more, and 1. We're going to add a little bit of movement, so we're going to lower down and then squeeze and lift. Little dip, squeeze and lift. That's it. Squeeze and lift. Keep squeezing those sit bones towards each other. Dip and lift. For 10, 9, 8, 7, for 6, squeeze and lift. Keep drawing the belly towards the center. For 6, 5, relax those shoulders. 4 more, squeeze and lift. For 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top again. Nice squeeze here, squeezing those sit bones together. For 4, for 3, keep breathing. 2, and 1. Little pulses now, a little bit smaller, a little bit quicker. A little dip, little lift. Lower, lift, pulse. Squeeze and pulse, pulse. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Last hold at the top. Squeeze those sit bones together for 5, 4, 3, 2 more, and 1. Slowly mounting back down. Nice job. Knees into chest. Little rock here from side to side, massaging that lower spine. 3 more here. For 2 and 1. If you want to just slowly come back up, we can just push or move that chair out of the way. We're going to come down and just finish off with some abdominals. So bringing the feet back together, we're going to take a nice big deep inhale, reaching the arms up nice and tall, really getting that length from our spine or the front of our abdominals. As we exhale, slowly C shape, rolling back down, nice and slow. Hands come up overhead. We're going to walk the feet up just a little bit closer towards the glutes, keeping the knees hip distance apart. We're going to create a nice hammock with the hands, taking the hands behind the head to really take the full weight of that head. We're going to come into some basic chest lifts. So just quickly, just noticing here, we've got that little natural space underneath our back. So we want to keep that natural curvature of our spine, but just pretending that we've got a little blueberry under there. So I want you to slightly press on that blueberry by really deepening through the abdominals. With that in mind, we're going to inhale here, exhale, chest lift up. Inhale, lower, exhale, chest lift up. Nice job. So really trying to get the shoulders up off the earth every time you lift. Really initiating that lift from the abdominals. Think about sliding the ribs with the chest bone down towards those hips. Lift. 9 more. Exhale, lift. For 8, 7, elbows stay nice and wide. For 6, lift. For 5, exhale, lift. Nice job. For 4, 3, deep into the abdominals, lift up. For 2, and 1. We're going to hold at the top. Elbows stay wide. Really deepening through the abdominals. Try and lift that a little bit higher. For 4, 3, nice long through the back of the neck. For 2, and 1. Little pulses. Dip, lift. So top half here, we're just pulsing up. Pulse. Pulse. That's it. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, hold, hold. For 5, 4 more. Lift higher. For 3, 2, and 1. We're going to lower back down. Quick little breather here, and then we're going to bring the right knee up. Exhale, lift the left. So we're going to come into a tabletop with the knees, just making sure that when we do have the knees in tabletop, they're always just nicely rested above the hips. They don't come too far forward over the abdominals. We're going to squeeze the knees together this time. Same thing, hands come back behind the head. We're going to inhale here, exhale, chest lift up. Nice job. 10 here, exhale, lift. For 9, 8, 7, 6, lift. 5 more here, lift. Elbows wide. For 4, 3, 2, nice job, and 1. Holding up at the top, holding there. Deepen through the abdominals, lift the chest up that little bit higher. For 4, 3, 2, now little pulses, dip, lift, lower, lift. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, hold, hold hard. We're going to send the right leg, left leg long. Sweep the arms around and grab that right knee with both hands. Deepen through the abdominals and just lift that chest up a little bit higher. Breathing and holding here. Single leg stretch. Switch. Switch. And aim here to really keep that chest up nicely in that chest position. Exhale as you squeeze and lengthen the legs long. Switch. Switch. For 9. Switch. 8. Switch. 7. Switch. 6. Switch. 5. Switch. 4, switch, 3, switch, 2, switch, and 1. Both knees come back into chest. Little rock from side to side. Few breaths here. For 3 more. For 2, and 1. We're going to bring the knees back up to tabletop. Just finishing off now with some obliques, and then we're all done. So you can take the hands out to a low T here. I want you to really think about squeezing the knees together, and again, just making sure that they're stacked neatly above the hips. So we're going to inhale down, taking both knees over to that right side, keeping that left shoulder grounded. And then as we exhale, we're going to squeeze this left oblique to draw it back through center. Inhale, lower, left side, keeping that right shoulder grounded. Exhale, squeeze that right oblique back through center. Nice job. Inhale, lower, right side, keeping that left shoulder grounded. Exhale, back through center. Inhale, lower, keeping the knees together. Exhale, move back through center. Nice job. Inhale, lower. Exhale, move back through center. 3 more on each side. Lower here. Squeezing that right oblique to draw it back through center. Inhale, right side. Exhale, move back through center. Last 2 here. Lower to the left side, keeping that right shoulder grounded. Squeeze the knees as you move back through center. Last one. Taking it over to the right side. Exhale, move back through center. Hugging those knees back in. One more time. Then this time, we're just going to take the arms back to the T and just slowly take both knees over to the left side. Left hand can go on top of that right knee, and then you can just take the gaze over that right shoulder. Nice little twist here. Breathing here, 3 long breaths. For 2, and 1. Releasing that hand, using those abdominals to draw the knees back up through center. Taking both knees over to the right side, right hand on top of that left knee, and just taking the gaze over that left shoulder, twisting here, breathing here, 3 long breaths, for 2, and 1. Knees coming back up to center, a little hug in here, little rock from side to side, and then we're all done. So thank you so much for joining me with the 20-minute bar. Hope you enjoyed it and have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.